Hello Libra, and welcome to your Astroflower reading for Pluto going from Capricorn into Aquarius, going from an earth water sign into an air water sign. It's been in Capricorn for 16 years, and it came into Capricorn in 2008, which was the banking crisis. And Capricorn has that tendency to break things down, to see the nuts and bolts of things, and to sort of say, okay, when one thing doesn't work, we have to go back to the beginning and start again, and then keep going back, starting again. It's raking over a lot in the material world, in the physical world. We're now moving into much more into the air energy, which is perfect for you in a way, because you're 100% air. And it does, Aquarius is much more to do with, it's to do with community. It's to do with friends, family, that sort of things, and connecting between generations as well, which I think is going to be quite important for you. It's almost as if like you're helping a younger generation to understand something for them, to give them the tools to deal with life as they grow up and they go forward in life. That's what it seems to be. And I think it's also a lot of creativity as well. So I would get creative if I was you. And it could be within your material side of life as much as within your spiritual and your emotional side of life. I would certainly get very creative. I think it's going to help you and everybody that is around you a lot, basically. So yes, we're going to do the reading for you now. So let's just see what's going on. They've got the overall energies here. We've got the karmic message for your spiritual and your emotional side. We've got the karmic message for your material side of your life. And this is how the universe is influencing this change. This is the influence from Capricorn, or the last 16 years, as it were. This is the influence from Aquarius and the next 20 years, because it goes for a long time in Aquarius. And that's the general outcome. One thing I will say as well, I do believe this is the year where we really do move into the age of Aquarius. It's because Aquarius, it goes into Aquarius on the 21st today, I think, when this reading comes out, or is it yesterday? It goes into Aquarius this year, because it's already been into Aquarius in 2023, but it goes into Aquarius on the 21st, and then goes back into Capricorn in September, October, November, for the just getting rid of the last lot of stuff. I think, it's a big change this year that's sort of happening. And because it's an air sign as well, I think air signs are going to be confronted with you're going to be at the forefront of this, of feeling it, basically, of the effects of Pluto. As a Capricorn, I can tell you, I've been feeling the effects of Pluto majorly in my life. I've got to say, I'm quite glad to see it go. I'm quite glad to see it go. So, yeah, let's just see what's going on for you. Queen of Swords. I think you've got to be very self-conscious. Not self-conscious as if like, paranoid, but self-conscious in putting you first. I think we've been seeing that in the readings for Libra leading up through 2023. There seems to be a repeating theme that came up through there, and I think it's really coming to the fore now, because the Queen of Swords is very much a sort of Libran card. It's a control over your emotions. It's also you taking a direction. She's not just following a path, she's creating a path. And I think this is where you need to be a little bit selfish about it all and create your own path. I think that's really important for you. I think the more success you get, the more successful the world will be. It's within the interest of the world for you to be successful. On your karmic path here, you get the Page of Swords. On your spiritual side, you're learning. I think you're learning that it's okay for you to be you. It's okay for you to think just about you. You know, I think that's what the Page of Swords is about. I think it's going to provoke a lot of ideas in your spiritual and your emotional side of your life. And those ideas should not just remain as ideas. At some point, they've got to be converted into reality. And that's where your work is going to be, that's where you got your work cut out. And converting it into reality is going to need for you to really focusing on you, on where you're going, what you're doing, and etc. How's the universe giving you here? Giving you the High Priestess. This is it. This is all about that inner feeling. And I think you're going to be, as I say, I think all air signs, I think Aquarius is going to be the worst affected in the air signs. And it appears to be the air signs seems to be the most troubled by Pluto. But here I think the universe is really helping you out. It's almost sort of giving you that heads up, giving you that intuition, helping you to realize and see clearly your sort of your future in it all, and stuff like that. So, am I disturbing you? My Cody, you come here, Cody. Come and say hello. Come and say hello. You know what I mean? You just wanted to be part of the reading, did you? He wants to be part of the reading. That's how you should be. That's how you should be, Libra. Sort of saying, I want a stroke. I don't mean that, but I mean I want the attention. Come and give it to me. And I think this is, anticipating that, I think is a really good thing. Seeing that sort of clearly. Cody, mate, I'll give you a cuddle afterwards. All right? On your bed, and I'll give you a cuddle in a minute. Hey? I know. In a minute, mate. In a minute. Okay, so I think this is where you can use that undercurrents as well to sort of use your intuition, which you're amazing at. And the universe is recognizing that and want to bring you that towards you and allow you to develop that aspect within you a lot. What's Capricorn brought to the table in your life, spiritually, emotionally? Capricorn, as I said, break things down. See what works, see what's good, what's not good, and everything like that. And I think here is Capricorn's brought the understanding that you're going to need to nurture your pathway. You're going to need to nurture as well the real connections you have with people in a very physical way. But it's also helping you to decide which relationships or which engagements are worth the juice or worth the squeeze, as fellow readers might well say, as friends might say, that's worth nurturing. It's like when you're growing a tomato plant, sometimes you need to snip off some of the greedy growths who start doing flowers, and they're going to do tomatoes, but they'll make small tomatoes and they'll take away the growth of the big tomatoes that you want. So you're going to have to cut certain things out, and that's what nurturing is all about. It's not just a case of kind of feeding it enough water and kind of going, yeah, it's going to be good. You also have to sort of interact physically with the tomato plant in order to get the best tomatoes. And I think that's pretty much what Capricorn has brought you as an understanding in the physical world. What is Aquarius bringing you? The ability to program or to plan your future. And I think there's travel involved in this as well. I think there's a lot of travel for all air signs, actually, to be honest. I think there's travel involved in this as well. The world is your oyster, but you've got to plan it. And when you plan it, you've got to put things into place. And this is going to help you to turn and convert those ideas into reality. And I think this is the learning curve that Aquarius is bringing you, of how to convert these ideas into reality by following the flow, by putting your life in front, prioritizing your life more than anything else. The overall outcome is the Hangman. Yeah, I think you're going to see the world in a completely different way. because of this learning curve that is definitely coming through, and everybody's getting it. There's not been, there's not been major things on love and stuff like that. It's a real spiritual path, this age of Aquarius, of how we put the I in the us, in the individual into the collective. And we've seen this also in the yearly reading. If you haven't seen your yearly reading, go and have a look at that. The collectively yearly reading, you're going to see things in a completely different light. As you start traveling and things start working for you, then you're going to realize what buttons you need to press in order to get the results. And because that is the universe is trying to help you to sort of use that intuition to get there. And you just being you on a much grander scale, as it were. Okay, let's just see what's going on the material side. On your karmic path here, I think we all know, if you've got a job, or if you run a business, or you try and do projects, that there is disappointments within those projects. It doesn't always have a smooth, what is it? A smooth, gentle flowing river. It's not always like that. And sometimes disappointment can stop you in your tracks, Libra. And this is what I think karmically you've got to get over. And I think this is where you're going to find the most amount of hard work, really, more than anything else. And it's getting past those disappointments and actually sort of turning around and sort of saying, I've got these 2 of cups because I love what I do. And yeah, it's not easy. And sometimes I get disappointed. But I'm going to get past that. And once you get past that, once you start learning to get past that and actually start putting yourself forward a lot more, that's when you can get a lot more success. That's when you can convert those beautiful ideas that you have into reality. But you've got to engage in that reality as well. There's no other way around it. How's the universe bringing into you? I think the universe is bringing in the evident path. That's what it's doing with this 7 of Cups. There's loads of possibilities on this 7 of Cups, but there's only one cup there that's really giving you the worth it's, giving you what you need. And that is that evident path for you and no one else. And you should be following it. And I think the universe is really sort of, it's with this air, Pluto coming through an air sign with that water as well. It's highly emotional. That's why we got these cups in the physical side, because a lot of people have been getting them. It's trying your air as well. This is why I think air signs are going to be the most, are going to feel it the most. And being true to yourself and following your pathway is really important. What is the Capricorn brought you and the understanding in the material world? The Hermit card. And I think that's where this disappointment comes in as well. As I said, Capricorn has been breaking things down, like in 2008 and the banking crisis when it first came into Capricorn. There's loads of sort of things with wars and stuff like that. And as we go into Aquarius, the wars are going to change into evolution. And that's where the logical evolution comes into play, which is actually going to play into your favour. And it's keeping an eye on that goal. That's what the Hermit does. You will know when, I think Capricorn has brought you that information to understand when you're not being fair with yourself. You're not giving yourself enough of a chance. You're not you're not engaging enough. Maybe you're not doing the work. We know our shadow side. That's all part of your shadow side. But the Hermit also knows the sunshine side. And in order to gain or retain that sunshine, the Hermit has grasped that dream, that aspiration, that ambition in life, and it's put it in his lantern so it can guide his way even through the moments where our shadows are long, let's put it that way. And this is where I do think there's a lot of work. This is where I think you're going to find a lot more of the confrontational sort of work. Not confrontation as in sort of fighting, but it's not going to be plain sailing because you've got to put in the effort, basically. and you've got to, put in the time and also understanding when you're actually getting in your own way. I think that's really important as well. What's Aquarius bringing you in this? Huge amounts of abundance. This is it. Once you get this about it's okay to put yourself first, it's okay to follow your pathway and follow what makes your heart kind of go, yeah, love that. And following that dream and that aspiration, Aquarius will bring you everything that you will possibly need. And once you start putting yourself first, then it's almost as if you're saying to spirit, you're saying to yourself, you're saying to the world around you, this is what I want to do and this is what I need and I'm going to do it. And that's when it's going to start providing for you. But it's not just a case of kind of going, I just need £20 million so then I don't have to do anything. That's not what life is. I don't think that's what life's all about. It's a bit of a dupe of that sort of thing. So yeah, I think Aquarius can bring you absolutely everything. What is the general outcome for this? The moon. I think this is where I think what you're learning over this in your engagement in the material world is engaging with certain emotions, certain very deep things within you that you may not have confronted in the past. But once you start confronting it, I think this is where it gives you that capacity to see things in all different forms of light. It ties in with the hangman as well, to see things in a different light, to bring your joy and your emotions of you having success is sometimes difficult to actually assume in life. It's much easier as if you're just floating along. But here I think is you've got a capacity or you've got a great possibility, especially when you start connecting with the collective around you and doing things that are not that concerned within multi-generational sort of connections and stuff like that. Seems to be coming to the fore for me, and it's just going to make you these things that come to the surface. I don't think you've really experienced them before, and I think that's what's going to also stimulate you as well, because it's going to stimulate that curious side that you have in regards to the world. Let's just do a bit of clarifications with the Light Seers card. I hope you get the best out of these readings. I hope they help you in order to gauge in with life and get the best out of life. Because when you're in a good form, everybody's in good form. I'm in a good form. Everybody's a winner. So yeah, thank you very much for all your support you give to this channel. It's absolutely beautiful to see you there. Let's just see what's going on. Yeah, you get the two of wands here, and I think this is. I said this for Gemini as well. And I got a funny feeling I might have even said it for Aquarius as well, but I'm not too sure on that. But I definitely said it for Gemini. This is where I think the planning of life, and I think this is planning as well within your material side of following that pathway, your evident path of which ignites your heart's desires, but also on your spiritual side and your emotional side, this planning, this voyaging, this traveling, this organization is going to help you to convert ideas into reality, and it's going to push you to the front of the queue in life. It's going to push you to be almost recognized by everybody else that is around you. And sometimes, Libra, you don't really like that all the time of being in the center stage, as it were. But I think you're going to have to get used to it in a way. With the there you go. With the Page of Swords, you get the Six of Wands. Six of Wands came out as well. With the Eight of Wands and the collective reading on here. You can see the collective reading at the end of this reading here. But with this learning curve here of how to put yourself out in front, that is what I'm talking about, putting the limelight on you. This is success that you merit, you deserve, and you should shine in your glory. I don't understand why not. It's not a problem. It's not a bad thing at all. And I think you're going to have to get used to that. And this is a learning curve that you're going through here. And you're nurturing, with the help of Capricorn, you are really nurturing that sort of success. And it's using that intuition that sets you apart from everybody else. With the High Priestess, you get the Five of Swords. Is it the Five of Swords? Yes, sorry. I thought it was the Seven of Swords. Five of Swords. I think this intuition there from the universe helps you to avoid situations. If you're going to put yourself forward, obviously, put yourself out front, you're obviously going to get people that are going to turn around to you and kind of say, oh, you're not doing this properly, or you're not doing that right, you could do this a lot better, or I could do this better than you. And that could consume you into sort of kind of going, well, I'm going to prove you wrong, and I'm going to show you, and you're not concentrating on your path, you're concentrating on your conflict with this other person. And I think this is where the universe is trying to sort of say to you, use your intuition in a very productive way for you, rather than using it in a conflictual way with other people that, or other situations that do not really have any benefits of being engaged or winning it. Okay, with the Seven of Pentacles, happiness after difficulty. I think Capricorn's like that. It's like Capricorn sort of says, if you put in the work, I'll give you the treat, sort of scenario. And I think this is that nurturing side, and realizing the things that bring you that happiness will stop you from wasting your time and getting involved in conflicts that actually don't serve you anything. And that's when you're going to really start shining. That's when you're going to find that Six of Wands really coming to the surface. With the Two of Wands, is planning for the future. I think you're going to really enjoy it. I think the more you engage in life, and the more you start putting forward your plans of what you want to be doing, and looking after yourself, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable with your spirit, with your emotions, with your community, with the people that are around you, because you're being straight with yourself in a way. And it does provide that well-being, sort of sense of well-being around you, this air that you carry, because you would have done the work under the surface. That's what comes with the King of Cups. And a lot of abundance as well. So, and it could be sort of like, doing your own form of meditation, and people kind of going, oh, what do you do as meditation there? And can you teach me? And stuff like that. And, it's that sort of thing of, trialing and then exploring your spiritual path and your emotional path. Look at that. Yeah, the King and the Queen of Cups now, and the underlying energies and the clarification there. I think once you start doing that, there's a great deal of possibilities that you see love in a different way now. You will see love in a different way. And because you see love in a different way, you're going to be open to allowing your divine counterpart to really have part of your life, rather than just sort of rather than just having them on the periphery that you could have an interaction with, but they don't touch and they don't hurt you. This is where you can really let them into your life. And I think it's something to do with, it's like, not only do you trust them, but you're willing to, you're willing to put your life in their hands in a way. And I think this is something that's, it's new. It's going to be new to you. It's going to be totally new to you, and I think it's going to be good for you. I think you're really going to enjoy it. It could well be a new love that's coming into your life, and it could be all to do with that happiness after difficulty that Capricorn has brought to you, this understanding. So, it's, as I say, I think this side of life here, if you really excel on this side of life, it's going to make your material side a lot easier. Let's go and have a look at that. With the Five of Cups, you get the Nine of Cups. Don't concentrate on your spilt milk. Concentrate on those two cups there. The Two of Cups. You being in alignment with yourself. The moment you do, then all of a sudden you're going to realise you have loads of possibilities on your karmic path. And that ties into that sort of, that Ten of Pentacles. And I do think it brings to the surface kind of going, wow, I didn't realise I could do all of this. And that's what the moon card is. It's a nice surprise, or it can be a very nice surprise, that moon card. With the Seven of Cups, you get the Three of Cups. Socialising, I think following what you are passionate about is going to connect you with other people that are also passionate about what you do. And that's going to create a community around you. And as I say, it could be intergenerational. It could be, working in a group as an individual within a group of, it could be like your company is being, it's like you're being asked to come into another company temporarily to organise certain aspects of their, could be their sort of like their social media sort of like, interaction and stuff like that. And because you're doing that, that's when you're meeting other people as well that is very passionate, similar to the sort of things you do. And this is where, because you're following your heart, you're really contributing to your success through the success of others as well. So that's really, really, really nice. Oh, I got two cards here. Blimey. You again, coming in very fast. Because you understand, you've learned. You've learned that idea of that shadow side of you. And because you've learned that shadow side of you, you can take that direction. You can choose your direction in your life, what corresponds to you. And the moment you choose, then things are going to really start rocking and rolling very quickly. And I think you will get some very good success. And by the looks of it, you come out the best out of all air signs on the material side of life. And that could well be because you're pure air. And you have that capacity to move quickly if you so desire, if you engage. With the Ten of Pentacles, you get the Strength card. Once all this abundance starts coming in through Aquarius, and this is where they're trying to take you, you've got to stay true to it. You've got to stay true to you and your pathway and your heart's desires of what you want to engage in this material world, because things are going to really change on the material front. And if you are engaged in the creativity side of life, and it doesn't matter what you do as business, just being very creative about what you're doing, that's when you're going to find the results, and it's going to bring you a lot of confidence, which you should really feed upon. And you should allow that as like it's almost like a springboard that's pushing you forward. In a really, really beautiful way. And it makes you sort of confident, and it quells those doubts in you, which is that. It's helping you to quell those doubts within you. Those doubts of those disappointments of the past, basically. With the Moon card, transformation total. The Wheel of Fortune, got a lot of the Wheel of Fortune in the collective. If I'm not mistaken, we got the Wheel of Fortune in this. I know it was up here on this side here, but it was also down here. But this plays into it here as well. And as I said, I think this is going to surprise you, the things it brings to the surface of how things work. And you're going to be able to use these unforeseen things like a bit like the law of attraction. I'm not the biggest fan of a law of attraction, but just sort of like encouraging that growth in your life on that direction, or taking that direction, is gonna sort of be a perpetual, almost exponential growth within your life. Once you start following it, it's going to bring some really beautiful things to your world. And things that you're going to see things in a completely different way. And almost feel like you're going to come to kick yourself as saying, I can't believe it's that easy. I think it's really works well for you. So there you go, Libra. I will be doing the monthly readings next week as well. So I will see you there for that. I'm also thinking about doing a live where we can go into the elements of the Astroflower and which particular petals are going to be affecting you. You can even ask about any sort of like partners or sort of people that you're connected with to see how it fits and dovetails with you as well. I'm thinking about doing a live. If you want to be part of that live, obviously to ask questions you need to be subscribed, but just put in the comments, love a live, and yeah, we'll get that one going for you. Okay, so yeah, in the meantime, that's all for me left to say is don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.